Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And I wanted to get on here today and read a couple meditations. I brought 3 books with me. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to record this video because we are about to get, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but we're about to get a major thunderstorm here, which is great because my husband just bought this really nice chest to put our cushions in so that our cushions don't get wet. Can you see the flowers I bought in the background? I have flowers all over our patio, and there are some over there, and I'm getting my patio all ready for the summer so that I can come out here and read and watch movies and TV shows on my iPad, and that I can come out here in the morning and I can do my daily meditations. I love to sit out here in the summer and just be, you know, part of the universe, part of the world out here, and it's very peaceful for me. I can hear the birds, and as you can see, I have my squirrel picnic table back there, and I don't know if you can see, but I put food on it every single day, and I put food next to either side, bird food and food for the squirrels, and they come out there every morning, and I sit inside and I watch them, and it's so peaceful to me. I don't know, like, if you had told me 5 years ago that I would find major enjoyment over watching birds and squirrels, you know, and rabbits in my yard, I would have said you're crazy. But today it is such a way for me to simplify my life and really focus in on the simplicity of life. It slows things down for me. And sitting in that chair in there, I have seen so many different kinds of birds. We have the most beautiful cardinals that come, which is interesting because you know, when my mom and I had our last talk before she passed away, one of the things that we agreed upon was that if she ever came back to visit, she would come back on through the sign of a cardinal, which I recently found out also is a sign to a lot of people of somebody that has passed coming back to visit them. Indiana, the state bird, is also the cardinal, so there are a lot of cardinals in Indiana, but there are like some really bright red big cardinals that come to visit, and I don't know what it is this year. I have seen so many bluebirds, blue jays, in our backyard, and they come on the table, and it is just so majestic, and it's so amazing. And so yeah, and the other sign I'm going to show you, I'm going to take some of this off of you're on the water fountain right now, but this stuff that like floats everywhere in the wind, can you see? Some days in Indiana that stuff falls, it's like, you know, pollen or whatever, it falls like, oh, it's getting windy. Can you see the trees up there blowing in the wind? Some days it blows, you can see it's blowing all over the place. It blows like it's almost snowing. And my mom said to me that if we ever are having one of those days where it comes down like it's snowing, you'll know that that's a day that I'm around you. And one of the interesting things is that the day of her funeral, I was standing outside of the church, and it just was like massively coming down that day. And I just knew she was there with me that day, you know? So yesterday would have been my mom's 25th sobriety birthday, and I get choked up every time I talk about this. And it's totally not because I'm sad. I mean, of course I miss my mom, but what a magical gift we were both given, you know? I got sober in 94, December 17th of 1994. Her sobriety birthday was June 2nd of 1995. We were almost 6 years to the date. Our sobriety birth dates were different, and whoever knew that we would have such a magical relationship as a result of us both getting sober, that gift that we were given. And sobriety is such a gift, you know? I think every single day that I wake up, I'm so thankful that I was given the gift of sobriety that so many people are never even introduced to. You know, so many people are never introduced or even have a chance at sobriety, and I feel so blessed that I was. And it has repaired relationships in my life. You know, my relationship with my dad and my stepmom is just fantastic today as a result of that. It would have been obsolete. And you know, I had a conversation with my dad for my birth. We go out to dinner, you know, or lunch for my birthday, just my dad and I, and we were out to lunch, and we were talking about the past, you know, and last summer, and it's been almost a year now. My birthday is the end of this month, and I said, you know, what do you think would have happened if I had kept on, you know, drinking and using? And he said, well, you would be dead. I know that. Like, I mean, he didn't even skip a beat. He just knew that. He was like, I know that you would be dead. So I'm blessed. I'm very blessed, and I have to say that to have another family member in sobriety with me, it made all the difference. You know, when we would go to family functions and people were drinking, I had somebody in my corner. I had somebody that understood. I had somebody that spoke the language of recovery like I did. You know, and I knew that at the end of the day, that when we left the family function, that we would go over to my mom's house and, you know, have a cup of coffee and sit there and talk, and it would always end on a positive note. And I'm so thankful for the 13 years that we had together and sober, you know. And on the day of my mom's funeral, her sponsor came up to me, who I had never met before, and she came up to me and she said, would you like your mom's 14-year coin? And I said, thank you, I appreciate it. My mom was sober 13 years. I don't know, she was, you know, 3 weeks shy of 14 years of sobriety. Because she died in May. And I said, thank you, I appreciate it. But she said, I thought maybe you'd want to bury it with her or whatever. And I said, I appreciate that. But my mom did not believe in borrowing time. And, you know, she was proud of every single day that she had. She didn't borrow time. So, you know, she died with that amount of time, and that's what she had when she passed away with. And I share that message, and I've shared this on my vlog and on my other channels today, is because I want people to know that as much as I talk about how people pass from the disease of addiction, people are dying every single day. Someone dies in our country from an opioid overdose every 9 minutes. So since I've been making this video, almost one person has passed away in our country. And I think the rate might even be higher than that at this point. People are dying every single day from alcoholism and, you know, other diseases that are never registered to have anything to do with addiction, like pancreatitis, failed organs, you know, things like that. And it's a real gift, you know, and there are people that get sober and that they die sober. There are a lot of people that die sober and have amazing lives, you know, and I want people to know that too, that you too can have that life. You can get sober. You can have a magical life. It's not the most exciting life sometimes, but maybe one day you'll be sitting outside and you'll be excited about putting bird feed on a squirrel table, and that to you will be to the level of excitement that you had 25 years ago, because to me today it is, you know, today when I get to put food out there and I get real excited to go and like mix it up and put it out there on the table, and then I wait and see, you know, what animals come and eat. I never thought that would be something that would mean something to me today, but it does, you know. I think I'm going to go in today, I'm going to read just from the Melody Beatty book, because I'm almost at 8 minutes and I don't know how long this is going to go. So, let's see. Today is June 3rd. Transcend your judgments. Not judging people is really a practical issue, a friend explained. Everybody does something they could be judged for. If we start judging, we'll spend all our time doing that. My friend was right. But not judging is more than a practical matter. It is a spiritual issue as well. I used to spend a lot of time judging other people. I used to think the world was divided into right and wrong. I thought judging others would help me stay clear on the difference. I thought judging was my job. Now I've learned something new about judgments and about myself. Judging others is what I do when I feel afraid, insecure, and limited. Wow, that's powerful. Judging others is something I do when I am afraid to love, when I can't accept love because I can't accept myself. And most important, I've learned that judging others is not my job. When I judge others, I judge myself. Yes, there are issues we need to work on. Many of us have quirks we may live with, or with most or all of our lives. But judging doesn't help. Judgments limit us. Judgments condemn. They say, my past is not as it should be. I'm wrong. My life is wrong. Judgments put us in prison, no matter where we are. Judgments come from the head. Freedom and love come from the heart. Transcending judgments will set you free. Learn to look at yourself in love, who you are, where you've been. Learn to look at others with love too. When we accept others with freedom and love, we accept ourselves. Judgments put up barriers. Transcend your judgments, and you'll be free. I've really learned in the last 2 years the vital importance of not pointing the finger to others, but instead to take an introspective look at myself, my own heart, my past, my present, and who I want to be in the future. That's why I talk a lot about every day that I wake up, I attempt to be a better version of myself. But to do that, I have to take an inventory of me. When I am looking out at others, you know, the question, that I think that's fine. I think that's fine, you know, to say this person, this person, this person, but then also to ask the question, and what am I doing? And how am I working to be a better person? And how am I helping to be of the world? You know, how am I helping the world be a more positive, look at this stuff flowing everywhere, a more positive place? You know, am I doing that? Because it all starts with me. It really, really does. So funny, as I'm saying this just totally fell down on the camera. It's coming down all over the place, but it all starts with me. It all, you know, it all begins with me inside. And what do I need to do to be a better person? What do I need to do to be the best version of myself that I can be every single day? And I have to ask myself that every single day, you know? And when I go to bed at night, I have to take inventory and say, what could I have done today to be a better person? And apply that to the next day. So the very valuable meditation. Let me look at the other two books and see what I think about them. This one's totally about recovery. I might read that one. Hold on a second. Laughing Together. Laughter is the shortest, July 3rd, Laughing Together. This is from the book of, Daily Book of Positive Quotations. July 3rd. Oh, July 3rd. Well, we'll wait till July 3rd for that one. Let's go to June 3rd. Enthusiasm, just as important. June 3rd, enthusiasm. None are so old as those who have outlived enthusiasm. Henry David Thoreau. Wrinkles, gray hair, and aches and pains aren't the real indicators of old age. A loss of interest in life is. If we are engaged in life, we're still young no matter what our chronological age. So true. And if we have no enthusiasm for life, we can be old at any age. We admire the 80-year-old who is learning to surf, the 60-year-old who is going back to school, the 70-year-old who joins the Peace Corps, their willingness to try new things, to meet each new day with curiosity and excitement is an example for us all, whatever our age. I will approach this day with enthusiasm. You know, getting older is interesting. It's not what I thought it would be like at all. And this month I'll turn 48, which is crazy to me. I never thought in a million years I'd say that. It's going to be my 30-year high school reunion, but we've moved it to next year because of everything that's going on with COVID. And, you know, I thought I would have a really, really hard time with the wrinkles, and I have many of them, if you can see, and the white hair, and you know, all that. I really thought I would have a hard time with that. I don't. I think what I have a hard time with is that it took me all this time to kind of figure out the magic of life, to figure out that life is about the smallest moments, the moments where you're, speaking of laughter, you know, driving around in a car with your friend, laughing, and you know, sleeping in late and going to have brunch, you know, with your husband on a Sunday, or getting excited about a trip, you know, no matter if it's a road trip for the weekend or, you know, a honeymoon or whatnot. All of the small things, you know, and to never stop learning and never stop getting excited about things. You know, again, the squirrel table and the bird feed is a good example of that, you know, that never stop. Never think that something is too corny or too stupid or whatever. And I think today, when I look at getting older, I could care, you know, I honestly, like, my husband, he does love the aesthetics and all that kind of stuff, you know, of like the Botox and all that kind of stuff. And do you know, if you follow me, you know that my dad is a plastic surgeon. So I don't pass judgment on anybody that wants those things. I think that's fantastic. You do it, you know. But that's not something that I feel that I need in my life. I personally am somebody that, for me, believes in aging authentically. Thunder is roaring, you know. What I have an issue with. That doesn't mean that I don't like to use skin creams and try to, you know, keep up naturally as much as I possibly can to some degree, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care so much. I really don't if my skin's wrinkly and my hair's white. I did at first. I struggled with it, you know. I remember when I first started growing out my beard, and it was coming in salt and pepper, and my hair, I was still getting color because my hair turned white when I was about 23 or 24. It started turning really, you know, salt and pepper very quickly. And I remember talking to my dad one day. My dad calls me Pete, and I was sitting over at his house, and we were looking out over the lake because he lives in the lake. And I said, and my dad is somebody that, even though he's a plastic surgeon, and you know, and he of course obviously supports cosmetic surgery, you know, he's never had any done. And I said to my dad, I said, you know, like, what do you think about, like, should I color my hair and shave the beard or whatever you do? And he said, just let it go. He said, what are you fighting? He said, just enjoy your life. You know, it just doesn't matter. He was like, Pete, he goes, just let it go. And it was so just relieving in that moment to just stop fighting it, you know, and just be like, and I have to tell you, like, on a side note, like, this is so stupid, but for like years, I didn't want to get in a chlorinated pool. I didn't want to be out in the sun because it would like fade the color of my, you know, hair faster. And on this very small note, like now, like I could care less. Like I like my hair in the summer when it gets like super, super white. And so it's like, I've just been able to kind of like in all areas, just like let it go, you know? The thing I have the hardest time with is I'd like to sometimes just slow down time and pause time. You know, like this morning I got really upset when I was going to sleep, because I'm up so late. I was thinking about Pee-Pee, and I was really missing Pee-Pee today, and I was looking at pictures and videos of him, and if you haven't watched my channel for a while, Pee-Pee is our dog that passed away at the end of December. Sometimes I just wish that I could stop time, you know, that the dogs wouldn't get any older, that I don't care about getting older, but just that time wouldn't move forward, that we would just be exactly where we are and just be able to enjoy this moment for a really long time. But you know, every month, every week, every day, I learn new things. I get excited about new things. I become passionate about new things, and if life doesn't go on, I'm not introduced to those things. And so there is an importance in life going on as well, and I have to appreciate that. I think there's a weirdness that comes with realizing one day when you really fully do get it, you know, and I think it's only in the last couple, like year or two, that I've really gotten it, that I won't be here. There will be a day that I'm not here. And knowing that, I have to remember that the days that I am here, those days, God, I'm so thankful, and it is totally magical. So I feel so blessed for my life today, and thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.